Greetings, badasses. My name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company. And today is not even fucking yoga. Today is Pilates. And we're going to be working with some 2-pound weights. You have 1 pound weight. You have a can of tomato paste, 2 cans of tomato paste. That would be grand. Doesn't have to be heavy, and you can use no weights at all. I'm going to use a tension band. I'm going to go medium on my tension band. I guess today is pink. I don't even like pink that much, but I guess today's the day for it. And I think that's it. We'll see. I'm going back to basics. It's been a while since I've had my ass on this mat, and I am going to work it. Oh, I'm just not looking at the things that need to be vacuumed. What is it? My friend Becca said that clean houses are for winter. That's what she said. Live on a farm. Can clean the house when the weather changes. All right. Let's see. What are we doing? Pilates. Let's talk a little bit about Pilates. We're going to work a Pilates zip up. We're going to get ourselves anchored. We're pelvic tilts. We're going to be doing some deeper pelvic tilts with the knees. So that's where this, my tension band is coming in. You don't need a tension band. You could roll up a hand towel or fold up a washcloth or roll up a washcloth and squeeze that gently between your knees. It would be similar to using a stabilization ball, right? I forget how many pounds this one is versus how many pounds this one is. You can see that. This one probably needs to be inflated. I am sorely behind on my equipment maintenance and vacuuming. I can see a dead bug over there. Don't look too closely. It's all good. Pilates. Pilates is a focus of work that moves, just works the core. And I say the core, I'm going to lay down while we do this. Not just your abs, right? Your core is so much more than that. It's the power engine of your body. It's your balance. It is what helps us move. It's all the things. It does the core. I mean, obviously called the core, is really, everything. And we want, and just doing sit-ups doesn't cut it. And Pilates is very small movements. I'm going to say this for Larry. Pilates is about very small, tiny movements. And if we've not been in touch or really aware of our abdominal core, of our pelvic floor, of the intercostals in our ribs, transverse abdominis, how our shoulders move, how the adductors are connected to the transverse abdominis. All of these little things they happen so invisibly. They're so intuitive and so natural that we don't really pay attention to it. We activate our core when we lift our arm. We just don't pay attention to it. And 90% of the time we are using momentum, right? The power of the movement to move the body rather than thinking about how to move the extremities or how to move our body without momentum. So it's that momentum's a crutch, particularly if you're lifting a bunch of weights. So first, we're just going to do Pilates zip up. And that's to help you. Oh, I'm having an allergy attack. I got to clean in here. Excuse me, right in the microphone. How's that for sexy? Woohoo! All right. Pulling the pelvic floor up and in. The pelvic floor is the muscle that controls urination. So if I would say if you're a woman who has delivered a baby vaginally, you know very well what your actually, any woman who has created a baby inside of their body, their womb, knows what their pelvic floor is. It's been used and abused. So if you're worried or if you can't find it, that's a great practice, right? Stop the stream of urine. That's the pelvic floor. Low transverse abdominis goes right. It curves right down into the pelvic cradle. Mid transverse abdominis, I'm going to call that the low belly button, and then your rib cage. So if you touch your ribs or just lay your hands on them, take a big, deep breath in. You can feel your ribs expand. I want you to push that breath out. Whoof it out. That tuck of the ribs, that's the activation of your transverse abdominis and your intercostals. And you can hear it in my breath. I'm breathing against the activation of that, those muscles because, right, they're compressing my lungs. And so let's talk a little bit about the breath in Pilates. In through your nose, out through your mouth, high chest breathing. It's totally opposite of yoga. So that's the little mind fuck for you right there. If you've been doing yoga and you're concentrating on getting the yoga breathing down. Also, I need to take an allergy pill, so I'm going to be struggling with that breath. Anyway, all right, so my zip up is activated. And what I'm going to say in between each one of our movements is check the zip up. Have you lost the draw, the activation of your pelvic floor? Have you lost the activation, the draw, the squeeze in? They call it squeezing an orange in Pilates. They want you to feel like you're drawing that low belly toward the center of your body, this thing that we're in. All right, go ahead and relax that. I hope you were breathing. I hope you were activating it. So we're going to do that 3 more times. We're going to hold it for 6 breaths. Each time you exhale out your mouth, I want you to try and get a little bit more squeeze out of that sponge. A little more activation. Now, please, please, please don't give up. If you can't feel it or if you're feeling very weak, that's okay, right? That's okay. That's what we're here for. We want to increase our awareness of the core muscles and how they work, and we want to strengthen that. Okay. Feet are in neutral position. I like to line up my femur with my ischial spine, and then I imagine my tibia, which is the big bone in your shin, aligned with that second big toe. Okay? Pelvic floor up and in. Low belly activated. Belly button toward the spine. We used to call it and tuck those ribs. Whenever, my entire life, whenever we were taking pictures, my mother would say, code word, code word, code word. And what she meant was she wanted me to do that big Raquel Welch suck in. Have you seen it where she claws her body? She makes her body a crescent and really exaggerates that draw in of her belly button. The most famous one of that, I think, is in that fur bikini. 10,000 BC, was that movie? I just dated myself. You can look it up. Pull the pelvic floor up and in, low belly button, ribs. And now I want you to rock your shoulders back a little bit. Rotate your hands open. Inhale, exhale. And if you can hear it in my breath when I talk. Because I'm not deep breathing. Check in with your pelvic floor. I just dropped mine. And one more. And release that energy. Whew, you can take a little, now I'm starting to feel that zing down into my adductors. So pay attention to your adductors. Pay attention to your hip flexors. That's where we shift a lot of our core work into our hip flexors. So they're the first muscles that want to pick up the pace. They want to take some of that workload off of us. So if you are feeling that, I call it anxiety. Also need to get a tennis ball into this one. you got to go deeper into the core, right? And these are all things that will evolve and get better over time. Okay. So again, just like yoga, just like good yoga, Pilates is a long con, right? It feels like a very little, but it's a lot of bang for your buck. All right. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. Low belly, belly button ribs, tuck the ribs down, roll the shoulders back. Oh, to have a reformer. The good news is this is Pilates on the cheap, right? Reformer classes are expensive. Wow. Wow. I saw you on your Cadillac. That was arts. Yeah, that's a Cadillac. Soften your elbows. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Pelvic floor, low belly, belly button ribs. That only makes sense to me. Relax your shoulders and wow. 6 breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Right up into the chest. Because you're activating those ribs. Check the pelvic floor. The pelvic floor is the first thing you're going to lose. 2 more. And release. Take a little rock with the hips. All right, I'm starting to feel that in my low back. Your low back, interestingly, is made up of insertion points, adductors, quads, piriformis, glute med, hamstrings, the IT band, and your transverse abdominis, plus the QLs and the erector spinae and the latissimus dorsi. It's crazy. It's the superhighway of your body, which is no wonder we experience a lot of low back pain, but it almost always is generated elsewhere. So the thing about low back pain is the low back pain, I'll show you this, the quadrant. Ache is okay. When you get sharp above, that's bad. You gotta modify what you're doing or change position. Okay. Pain is your body's alarm system. It's trying to tell you something. It's not just punishing you. All right. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. Scoop the belly. Belly button ribs. Roll those shoulders open. I like to just turn my palms up toward the ceiling. Little tuck of the chin. Here we go. Try to relax the feet. My legs are not involved in this. My glutes are not involved in this. And one more. And release. All right, so that's static pelvic, Pilates zip up. And what I want, what I'm going to ask you to do is just be aware of that as we move through what we're going to do today. In Pilates, we do 6 to 8 repetitions. We might do 3 sets. We move very slowly. We move low and in control. So we're not going to throw 20 exercises into this. We're just going to be doing maybe a handful of exercises. And let's see, that's it. I always feel taller after a Pilates session. Always. So it's not necessarily about, oh, I didn't feel that. But I do notice that, good core strength, good activation and communication with all the core muscles is good posture. So, okay. Good posture means more effective movement throughout your day, stronger core, and just more effective everything. Because it goes from your knees to your hips, to your ribs, to your shoulders. That's the core. All right, I have put my stabilization ball in here. So this would be where you roll up a towel, or if you're not gonna use anything to stabilize, you're going to have about a fist width between your knees. Okay. So we're just going to do pelvic tilts. Now I've got my arms open to keep my shoulder blades flat. I don't want to curl up. If you curl and roll, if you're lifting here, you're lifting with your neck and your trapezius. And we don't want to do that. We want to lift and access and utilize our core. All right, we're just going to go slow, tiny pelvic tilts. My heels are a little closer to my glutes. Lift and spread the toes. Pelvic floor, belly, low belly, belly button, ribs. We're going to inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, just tilt the hips up, tilt the hips up, tilt the hips up. I'm not even pushing into my feet. This is all the core. And release, inhale back. Pelvic floor, low belly, belly button, ribs. And inhale, exhale. Imagine it's a scoop of the belly to squeeze the hip bones. Inhale and exhale. Toward the ribs. You're curling your body. Pelvic floor, low belly, belly button, ribs. And you can see that my legs are trying to stay stable. And release. Pelvic floor, belly button, low belly. Sorry, skipped one, ribs. And scoop. This is just a roll of, it's a pelvic tilt. And there's no glute action. There's no quad action. I have a little squeeze in the ball to activate my adductors, but that's it. And release. Pelvic floor, low belly, belly button, ribs. And again. Wiggle those toes to keep the tension out of the feet. Check that pelvic floor. Let's do 3 more. 3. And 2. And 1. And unwind. I'm going to roll up and grab some water because the other thing about Pilates is there's a lot of breathing. And that makes your throat dry. So. Already feeling it. Already feeling it. Okay. So now we're going to go a little bit deeper we're going to do a hip lift. I'm going to add the tension band. Ooh, that might be rough. I amped up a little bit. I'm going to go light. This is me listening to my body. It's one of those things that when you're like, you put the light band on and you're like, oh, that's not a lot of tension. I don't really feel like that's tension. This is 25 pounds of tension. But you know what? You know, when I last had that band on, I was in better shape. I was a little more fit. Whew. All right, so scooch those heels closer to the glutes. We're going to work, this is an active bridge pose, a little Divipadapidam, but it's going to be with breathing. The breathing is opposite of yoga. So I'm going to, once again, opening up my shoulders, a little tuck of the chin. Heels are a little closer to the glutes. Lift and spread the toes. Pull the pelvic floor up and in, low belly, belly button, ribs. Inhaling, exhaling. Now we're going to scoop. So that's that little pelvic tilt. And now we're pushing into the heels just to lift to the ribs, or to the, not the ribs. The ribs are coming off. Inhale and exhale. Just to the tips of the shoulder blades. Pelvic floor, low belly, belly button, ribs. Inhale to prepare. And here we go. Tailbone, hips, waistband, rib cage. Scoop. Consider it a little reverse crunch. Inhaling and releasing. I mean, I don't want that to be your primary imagery or activation, because this is so much smaller than that. Pull the pelvic floor up and in, low belly, belly button, ribs. Inhale. Scoop. We're holding here for a second. Taking a sip of breath. And then rolling down. Exhaling. Low belly, pelvic floor, belly button, ribs. Inhale. And go. Keeping my neck and jaw relaxed. And inhaling to come down. I'm sorry, inhale and then exhale to come down. So that's the other thing that I might have forgotten to say. As you get stronger, we will move on the breath, but while we're working to get stronger, we pause, we take a sip, we move, we breathe on the move. Excuse me. Pelvic floor. Inhaling to prepare. Exhaling. So small, so small, so small. Scoop, 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 scoop. Inhale. And roll down. 2 more. Check that pelvic floor. Take your inhale. And scoop. And roll down. 1 more. Pelvic floor up and in. Low belly, belly button, ribs. Sip of air. And come down. Whew, we're going to release right there. Take a minute. I need a little more water. Feeling a little phlegmy, feeling a little dehydrated. Okay. Coming back down. So I'm scooching up a little bit on the mat. And walking my heels up a little closer to the glutes. We're going to do a little baby stepping. So before we even get Pilates up, before we even activate all of the core, I want you to think we're going to move through what we're doing with our legs, and then we're going to add the Pilates zip up. Excuse me, this is a new system and I haven't had any coffee. Okay. You know, I say I don't use coffee to wake up. It's not the caffeine. It's the ritual. I get up. I'm thinking about the coffee. I grind some beans. I make sure the water's filled. I get my tamp going. It's all those things, right? It helps my brain. That, you know, it's like a tea, making a good cup of tea. Just gets things going in the morning. Here we go. So what we're going to do with our feet. Sorry, this is me procrastinating. We're going to take a small baby step, a small baby step, a small baby step, a small baby step, 3 baby steps. My feet are on the edge of the mat. Then I'm going to come back, little baby step, little baby step, little baby step, little baby step. And I'm not really going to lift my foot off the mat, right? I'm not activating my legs to move my feet. I want to activate and lift the weight of my legs with the core, right? Okay. So now we're going to add the zip up. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. Low belly, belly button, ribs. Little tuck at the chin. Inhaling. And then we're going to take these little teeny weeny breaths. Okay. So that's the other part of it. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, step. Inhale, exhale, step. Inhale, exhale, step. Each time you pause, one more, I want you to check the Pilates zip up. Where's your pelvic floor? Step. Sorry, I was holding my breath. Each time you pause, check the pelvic floor. That's the first thing that's going to go. Now, as your knees get a little extended, your feet move farther away from the body, your ribs want to pop up. If that's becoming a problem, I want you to just tuck your fingers there to remind yourself to keep those ribs popped down. Check the pelvic floor. I just dropped mine. I just noticed I released it. That was a terrible breath. One more. Feeling this all the way up my back. Sorry, my breathing is all over the map today. And release. Woo, take a little, see, you do a little twist, you're going to feel that work. Transverse abdominis. Take a little twist. We're going to feel that work. Woo, little roll up, little roll down. All righty. We're going to do a little upper body work. This is going to be a challenge because when we do upper body work, so just relax your body and take your arms out into a Y shape, a wine glass shape. You can feel your ribs expand. Your ribs are going to lift, right? So take your left arm out and feel that flare of the rib cage. Feel it? Inhaling, exhale, I want you to collapse that rib. Tuck it, tuck it, tuck it. Can you feel the challenge there? The length of the body, the ribs want to flare because the muscles are long. And you can hear it in my body. You can hear it in my voice. I'm breathing against this compression, this contraction of the muscles right there. And relax. Bring that arm down. Okay. Right arm extends. Just go nice, lovely Y shape. I'm relaxed. Left hand touches the rib cage. Feel that flare? You can feel it. You're nice and open. It's a lovely stretch, right? To yawn and get all nice and open and long. Okay, I want inhale. And now contract those muscles and keep that rib cage tucked. Now I notice once my rib cage tucks, my low belly wants to engage. My pelvic floor is asking to be pulled up. So now I'm in my Pilates zip up and you can hear it in my voice because I'm contracting the muscles against the diaphragm and it's limiting my ability to take a big deep breath, which is fine. We're going to take little shallow breaths and relax. All right. So I'm in my wine glass shape. Nice Y arm. Y. Relaxed in the feet, relaxed in the glutes, relaxed in the quads. I do have my tension band up. That's just for my own, attention to detail and activation. Stabilization. Stabilization. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. Low belly, belly button, ribs. Now, again, this is really hard with your arms extended. So concentrate on the pelvic floor and the ribs. Inhale. Exhale. Just take that entire left arm slightly off the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Lower it. Right arm off the mat. The whole thing. And lower. So we're inhaling, exhaling, pausing, taking a sip of air, exhaling, lowering. Check your pelvic floor. Check the rib cage. Scoop that low belly. Feel how heavy your arm is? It's very heavy. We're activating pecs. So now this is upper back, upper body, upper chest. Can I say upper one more time? I can. But we're using that in conjunction with the pelvic floor, the low belly, belly button, ribs. Tuck the chin. I just noticed. One of the things you'll notice is your chin starts to rise because your chin and your head think that they can lift the work. They can take over the work. They can't. Your head is heavy enough on its own. Low belly, belly button. I'm calling out the things that I've noticed I'm releasing. Pelvic floor. And release. I am feeling so much heat. I'm feeling heat in my glute minor right there. Woo, howdy. It's because I was doing all the pulling more screws out of this rotten deck. Okay. I'm going to take the tension band off the legs and we're going to extend our legs. Oh, yeah. Take a big stretch. It's just going to feel good. Well, it's going to turn into a yawn. All right. We're going to do a set of starfish. This is a little challenging. You know what? I'm going to roll up and get a sip of water. So I didn't actually walk you through this. Tuck your fingers behind your knees. Scoop the belly. Draw the knees in. And then we roll up. All right. We're going to do 2 more sets, mostly because I'm getting fatigued. And when I get fatigued, my form is not good. This is just, I'm telling you, man. Oh, twist. Oh, twist. Part of it is the work. I think as you get stronger, you will start to notice where you're using a lot of your core. And then you can adjust your body and be more effective with your movement. When you're digging screws out of rotten deck boards, it doesn't help. I'm just saying it. Excuse me. All right. Second to last exercise. I got to pull back. I want you to clear your feet, clear your legs. Oh. And I'm going to add my 2-pounders. Now, you don't have to. We're going to work a little starfish, and then we're hugging a tree. Those are the last 2, starfish and hugging a tree. So as I'm working with these weights, I'm just holding them like I would cup an egg because I don't want to squeeze, right? I just want to add the weight to the lever. I don't know, maybe I won't. So my legs are extended. I'm in my Y shape. And that lift we just did with our hands, with our arms, the whole lever of the arm came off the mat. is going to be the same lever we're going to add to the leg. So there's a challenge here. When my legs are extended, it's very hard for me to pull my pelvic floor up. I don't know why. I should know why. There's a mechanical reason for it, I'm sure. Inhaling, exhale, right arm, left leg, inhale, lower. Pelvic floor, low belly, belly button, ribs as best you can. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Oh, you know what I could do? I could add weights to my ankles. Inhale, because I have those weights that I bought my dad. I'm going to amp this up. I mean, not today, but. Little crisscross action here. When we work across the body, we improve our mental cognition because it's called a cross-body connection. Pelvic floor, low belly, belly button, ribs. Inhale. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Lower. Let's do 3 more because those feel pretty good. I'm going to drop the weights, though. I'm going to come back to them in my hug-a-tree. So I'm going to put them right down here. That was just too much. I was feeling them in the rhomboids, and that's not good because this really is about the core. So if the rhomboids are feeling it, I'm shifting, and I don't want to lift with my rhomboids. Your rhomboids, those are your shoulder blade muscles, are just for stabilization. Teres minor, subscap. One more time. They're all for stabilization of your shoulder girdle. They're really not meant to do any of the heavy, heavy lifting. And release. That's for your pecs, your trapezius. Oh, I'm taking a rock. I'm feeling my low back. I'm not wishing this. I'm not wishing that you're uncomfortable, but I do hope you're feeling the response to what we're doing. Last one. Then we're going to stretch a little. All right, so I am going to add the weights to this one. And I'm going to round my arms to touch my fingertips just below my sternum. Inhaling, exhaling. I'm going to rock open. I've got my Pilates zip up zipped. Inhaling, exhale. Look how slow I'm going. Now everything is shaking. My pecs are shaking, my delts are shaking, my ribs, the intercostals, my transverse abdominis. Tremble, tremble, tremble. If you feel like you're moving too fast, you are. Let's see. What am I counting? 3, 4. Let's see. I'm going to go 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's a Mississippi. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. 2 more. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Whew, and release. All right. Okay, I'm going to tuck my fingers behind my... Ooh, that was... I'm feeling all kinds of sore. I was working deck boards yesterday. All right, fingertips behind the knees. Rolling on up. Oh, I'm definitely feeling that now. Feeling the adductors, feeling the hip flexors, feeling the glute med. That's a lot of stabilization. That's good. So here's the flip side. And this is where a lot of people lose their interest in Pilates. It's not a calorie burn. It's not a giant calorie burn. It's strength training in the most subtle and tiniest, I would say. I don't know. Subtle is the better word for it. It's strength training rather than cardio, I suppose. But the benefit, I'm going to change that wording, to being stronger, if your muscles are stronger, then you're making your cardio more effective and you're burning more calories. So a little time investment on this Pilates mat. This is mat Pilates. I have it. This is my springboard. It approximates a tower. I might start recording. I'm not going to teach them because not everybody has a springboard. That was an investment. But springs, whoo, I love springs. But I do have some just regular springs that you attach like to a door handle or a wall hook. So we can use those. I might do some stabilization exercises with those, right? Some lateral, we call rotational stabilization. Anyway, I'm sitting on the mat. Nope, I'm sitting on a blanket. I'm about 2 inches off the mat, just my sit bones. I'm letting my knees relax in pleasant seated pose because all that work really cranked up this hip. We're going to take some lateral extensions, then a little twist, then a little fold. Then we're going to call it good, and I'm going to go get some coffee, motherfuckers. Ooh. Little brief. This was abbreviated because I am feeling fatigued. I will say that I have not been on the mat for a while. I have not been doing Pilates for a while. Lateral extension. Listen, life gets in the way. Interruptions to your schedule. Oh, big reach. My father passed away at the end of May, and it's taken a while to get into the swing of things. Taken a while to get back to myself. I was his primary caretaker for the last 5 years. Oh, yeah. And I'm going to get committed. This is what I love to do. It's good for me. It's good for you. Oh, nice big reach on up. We're going to forward fold. Take it down. Woo! I'm just rotating a little side to side. And I'm not bouncing. I'm just moving through range of motion. I'm going to pause right here. I've got pressure on my right elbow to my right knee. That is my T-band. That is hamstring insertion. Ooh. I'm going to rotate. Walk it on back. Now, whatever leg you have forward, we're going to change the position. Larry, this is why I was going to say I want to get you a round sitting bolster, particularly for yoga, because you can relax your legs. I don't know, there's something about that positioning that makes this, I mean, I'm definitely feeling the hips, but it just makes it a little more accessible. Takes some of that tension off if you're very, very tight. And I suspect you are very, very tight. Hips. Yoga for golf. I'm sure there's a million flows out there, but they won't be the fucking yoga. Take a little tilt. But I hope you can feel the places where we've, the work in these places. Like I'm definitely feeling my hips. A lot of stabilization goes on there. I'm just holding a little longer than is comfortable because I want a nice, lovely release of those muscles. Please don't ever bounce. It's just a lovely... Oh, a little bit of a cramp. Adductors are tight. All right. Hey, we did it. I'm going to lengthen my leg, take a little stretch. My name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company. Yoga for the rest of us. All of the benefits. None of the bullshit. This is even the yoga today. It is Pilates. I'm feeling my adductors. I'm feeling it. We did a little shorter workout because I was losing the stability of my Pilates zip up. So it's okay. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. Have you noticed baby steps can be tentative? Baby steps, and then suddenly they get momentum, and then they have to screech to a halt and hopefully not crash. That's how we're going to do it here. Baby steps. Ciao, motherfuckers. Grace and kindness. That's all I've got.